Hey guys, how's it going? Newfie Outdoorsman here. I'm into that pond now I mentioned in my last video, so I was going to give it a try. Sees a few roys in there right now. Looks like a lot of small ones so far, what I've seen anyway. So I'm hoping there's going to be a few good ones amongst them. Going to give her a try. I brought my two rods with me today. I got my fly rod and my spin case. I brought two of them because I didn't know what it was going to be like here with the fly rod, because I never fished here before, so I brought the two of them. Got a long day ahead of me, so hopefully we'll catch a few trout. So I've been trying around the shore a bit. Not a whole lot of luck. A lot of little small ones, you know, like 6-7 inches like that, right? But I come down here, it seems to be a few little trout holding up in this little hole here, and this is where the brook comes into the pond actually. But there's still no real big ones, but you know, like a couple there 8 inches. I was going to throw them back, but they were really bad. So like they were going to die anyway, so I'm going to keep them and fry them up after. My dears, you swear he was 2 pound or something the way he took that fly. Yeah, he's gonna die. He got took the gills right out of him. That's one thing, you know, when they suck their fly down like that, you know, the chances is that if you throw them back, they're gonna die anyway. So like, you might as well keep them and make a meal out of them, right? So I don't like to keep them. Personally, like growing up, when we went trouting and that, like 10 inches was like a minimum. We never kept anything smaller than that. But like I said, sometimes a lot of these smaller trout, they're going to die anyway. So you might as well keep them, right? But like I said, if I said I was sick of catching them, I'd be lying. But since I switched to the fly rod, my dear, the steady whip, whip, whip. You know, obviously, there's nothing wrong with spin casts. It's all most people use, and of course, you get trout and get big trout. But over the years, I've been using the fly rod now for 25 years, I guess. If my math is right, that's what I'm thinking. And you know, since using a fly rod, I've caught more trout and I've caught bigger trout. You know, the biggest and the most trout I've caught, that's what I've caught them on, is a fly rod, Because like, to me, it's common sense, you know, trout, you know, they eat insects, so it just comes down sometimes as, you know, just using the right fly, Yeah, the wind seemed to want to veer around there a few times. It's changed a bit compared to, well, it's right the opposite now what it was first when I come here. But it's not blowing too hard, so that's the main thing. I don't like trouting when it's blowing hard, eh? But I'm going to stick her tough here for another bit. Still a long day. Actually get to see what time it is now. 11:30. Yeah, starting to get hungry. I know my gut was telling me it was probably getting close to dinner time. So I'm probably going to fry those trout up now soon, I guess. So I got those couple of trout cleaned up there now. I just cleaned 2 for now. That's gonna be plenty to eat with the, I mean, they're not very big, but a couple of slices of toast and that there too. You know, not a bad day overall so far. I'm satisfied. The best part, tail, deadly. Pretty good feed, boys, that's for sure. Top it all off now, good old cup of tea, eh? I don't have me Kooks this time, I get me Newfie Outdoorsman mug, right? Beauty mugs, eh? Oh yeah. It's unfortunate on my merch store you can't get these mugs. I had to get these from Vistaprint. They just have the plain ones, right? But these are beauty mugs, eh? Loves them. Yeah, so on another note there, like I don't know if any of you guys are watching, followed my Facebook page, the Newfie Outdoorsman Facebook page, but I actually lost the main access to my page. And I tried to get it back, but I couldn't get it back. And it was like weird, some kind of fluke thing that I revoked access myself, which is, if you ask me, is kind of stupid, because like if you're the main owner of a page, you shouldn't be able to remove access yourself, right? So anyway, I tried to get it back, but you know, Facebook wasn't very cooperative or anything like that, right? You know, had a lot of hoops to jump through, and some of them were nearly impossible. So I'm like, you know, I don't know what to do at this point. So, you know, if you have been following along the page, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be posting. I've debated on whether or not to start a new one, but it's tough, you know, when you're trying to grow, and the page, like the page had over 1,300 followers, so which wasn't too bad. Like, you know, I'm still growing, but you know, to start over again is, you know, a big deal for, you know, I'm just small time, right? So, so you know, it's a big deal to start over, right? But you know, I still got my Instagram, so I post on there regularly. So you know, if you, you know, I encourage you to follow along there. So had a few rises there, caught a couple small ones, which seems to be the majority, right? You know, around 6-7 inches like that, thousands of them. But I don't know. Seen a couple just off the edge of this grass here, but appeared to be a couple nice little swirls of tide there, right? But one made a dart for it there once, but he never touched an egg. So you know, he must have just come up and turned away from it, right? Which happens from time to time, eh? But got a little tip for you guys. You know, if you're in around trouting, and you know, obviously it's warm, or even more so later in the summer, where you know you start to get hotter weather, and you're, you know, if you got a few trout in your basket, they will spawn, you know, when it gets hot, right? So all I do is just take a little bit of moss and get it wet, and just lay it in on the trout. So guys, that's all she wrote for this one. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I know I had a pretty good time, caught a lot of trout, eh? Never got no big ones this time around, but that's all right. You know, it's all about getting outside and, you know, still catching trout, and you know, to me that's fun. You know, I had a blast. Pretty good day, man. Turned out to be deadly. You know, anyway guys, again, you know, appreciate you watching. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. I appreciate it. Be sure to like this video, leave a comment below, share it. All these little things really helps out the channel. It mightn't seem like much, but you know, it really does help. And you know, I appreciate all the help I can get. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.